Hey guys, welcome to Atheist Son of a Preacher Man, episode 4, Pure Uncut Jesus. I know I just made another one yesterday. It was coffee's fault last night. Today it's tea. I'm a 33-year-old man, and for some reason, on purpose, my supper was a gallon of tea and a milkshake. Tasty at the time, not the most mature decision I ever made. There is no point in going to bed right now. I'll just wake up. Like, unless I go buy some adult diapers, I'm just going to have to wake up half a dozen times a night. So I'm just going to stay up and wait it out. Don't really feel like going out. My hands are pretty tired from a long day of work. No movies to watch right now. I'm out of all the movies I have, and the TV show I was watching, got to the first season of Game of Thrones. It's not that good. So anyway, just killing time, so I thought I'd do another episode. And actually what inspired it was I was just sailing around YouTube, listening to this music, that music, and alright, I'll look up religion videos. And I was looking at videos of Christians proposing questions to atheists, and I expect, like, oh, maybe some of these will be deep and interesting. They weren't. I'm sure there's some good ones out there, I just haven't, found them yet. And a guy asked this weird question: why should I become an atheist? He's asking atheists, like we all just communicate with each other, to sell atheism to him. I don't understand that. It's not a product. I know in some circles it's treated that way, but that's not what it is. Atheism is not a religion, even though many people do treat it religiously, because human beings just have this flaw in us where we have to treat something religiously. But it in itself is not a religion. It does not tell you how to feel, how to act. It does not tell you what is good, what is bad. It's completely, morally neutral. It doesn't tell you how to treat kids, women, people of this race, that race. It just says, I believe in one God less than most people. It just says, I don't believe in any god or goddess. That's atheism. And that's it. Every other kind of behavior is extra. And yeah, some atheists can get kind of annoying, just as annoying as certain Christians when they try to force their beliefs on someone else. But like how religion should only be, here's the religion, come and see if you want, atheism should just be, here are what we consider to be the facts. Come and see, judge for yourself. Scientists have ego. Science does not have ego. Science does not say, this is the absolute truth and will never change. You can't change it because we don't want you to. A scientist might say that, but science doesn't say that. Science just says, this is the best answer now. It was better than the answer people had before. If you can do better, go for it. And just like that, atheists might have ego. A lot of them do. But atheism has no ego to it. It doesn't dictate how you're going to live your life. So I don't really get why this guy's asking people to sell it to him. Buddy, I don't care if you're an atheist. I care if you're a good person. If you're a good person and you happen to be a Christian, and I think your beliefs are complete balderdash, but you're still good, then I'm all for you, man. I don't need to sell you my beliefs. If I like talking about beliefs, this just happens to be one of my beliefs. I like talking. I like debating. I don't need you to agree with me. I'm not selling you a product. So don't ask me to. That's pointless. My beliefs are not based upon how many people I can get to agree with me. My belief is not this house I'm trying to build and I need all these other bricks or I can't complete the house. My beliefs are just as strong with 2/3 of my friends agreeing with me as they would be if one friend agreed with me, or even none, as yours should be. Your faith shouldn't be, rumbled by people telling you they think it's completely made up. That shouldn't bother you. If your faith is strong, disagreement will not offend you. It will just seem as silly to you as your beliefs, seem to us. So once again, I'm not trying to sell it. And I don't get why people try to sell religion. Like, there's two things I don't understand why people are still advertising. One's God and the other's Coke. Like, who the heck still needs to see any of these things advertised? And to me, it's like the harder you try to advertise something, the more you're afraid that people are going to forget it. And I feel that fear actually reveals a little bit of doubt. You have a little bit of doubt, and that turns into fear. You're afraid that you might be wrong. And that's why I think a lot of younger Christians don't actually read the Bible. They're afraid of how much of it they're not going to believe in, so they just rather skip it. But I just don't get the advertisement of it. People coming to your door, people, putting up giant billboards. It's like God is this really popular rock star who no one has seen in a really long time, and he's been sending people out for thousands of years to advertise for a concert, and no one knows when that thing's happening. We don't know who the opening act is. We haven't even seen speakers being set up. And I don't really understand that. I'm more confused by the Coke thing, though. Like, really, who the hell doesn't know that there's Coke in every store? Sorry, I got an itch in my throat. So yeah, you shouldn't need people to agree with you. It's nice for people to agree with you, but you shouldn't need it. Your ego shouldn't need it, and your faith shouldn't have anything to do with how many people belong to your group. And so, okay, get back to this video that made me make this video. The guy was saying, why would I give up my Christianity, my newfound Christianity? Why would I give it up? I didn't tell you to. Said, I've only been a Christian for a few years. Jesus got me off drugs. That is awesome. If religion got you off of something that was going to kill you, I am so happy for you. You didn't need that. But I am extremely happy for you that you found something. You would have found something eventually if you kept looking, but you found something, and that happened to be that thing, and it helped get you off your dangerous behavior. That is a positive thing, and I'm not trying to knock that aspect of your faith. I'm glad you're happy. But you didn't really give up drugs for Jesus. You switched drugs with Jesus. Everybody has a drug, whether they want to admit it or not. For some people, their drug is just, drugs. Some people, their drug is helping people. Some people, their drug is sex. Some people, their drug, it's religion. They were putting cocaine up one nostril, now they're putting scripture up the other. And I compare it to drug addiction because a lot of people, they're not just content with the fact that they have a little bit of it, they need to keep inserting it into their lives. And it's actually a pretty wise switch. They switch to a drug that is free and unlimited. Their new drug will never run out, and there is security in that. They'll never get killed trying to buy their new drug. They'll never OD because their new drug got mixed with some junk. I have seen people in withdrawals from their Jesus drug. I've seen people who are pacing around a room and seem like they can't focus because they're going to miss church. And they haven't missed church in a long time. And if they miss church, they're just not going to be able to function. I've seen people look physically upset, almost physically ill, because a TV wasn't working and they couldn't see their precious big grin asshat Joel Osteen that morning, which they do as a routine because they couldn't feed themselves, that increment of their drug that day. They actually weren't able to properly function that day. They treated it like a drug. Like I said, it's safer than crack, so good for you, but you're still treating it like a drug. You couldn't function on your own, so you found something to help you function, and you have to keep using it in order to function. That is a drug. It changes how you feel, act, react, think, and it needs constant dosing. That's a drug, and everyone has one. I'm sorry. This is actually late for me for a Sunday. And so back to this guy, he was trying to prove that his side must be right because he's happy. Buddy, that doesn't prove jack shit. Well, I'm so happy with my God. There's your proof. Okay. I'm happy without him. We're tied. I guess we have to duke it out in Thunderdome now to see who's the winner. How you feel about what you perceive as the truth has nothing to do with what is actually true. Just because an idea would make you happy doesn't make it true. Just because an idea would make you depressed doesn't stop it from being true. There is war. There is suicide. There is starvation. There is child molestation. There is racism. There is hate. Just as there are hugs and friends and family and love. What is. There is good and there is bad. And the existence of either has nothing to do with how you or I feel about it. The truth doesn't care how you feel about it. It just is. So if what you believe makes you happy, that's fine. Be happy. Being happy is a wonderful thing, and I don't judge that. If you can be happy without making others miserable, whatever you're doing is not bad. But the fact that it makes you happy isn't proof of anything. One of those bits was the quote of the day. I just didn't say quote of the day. I'm not going to do the same thing every single time. I'll see you guys next time. Also, don't know what that title is going to be. I'll just wing it. Actually, my next video is actually going to be how to help someone get rid of a headache. Not going to be religious at all. I hope you guys have a good week, and y'all take care. And I missed with my hat. Just ignore it.